We are live, Mr. Cavolo.
We are live, babies. Good morning, everybody. This is Xi Jinping's Summer of Love. It's the summer of love for the shareholders and for the society. The people's summer. It's not the summer for the billionaires. You know what I was just reading? I was just reading how somehow the government holding big business accountable to national interests and what society needs is a bad thing. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Western capitalist point of view. Let's take care of the wealthy and the shareholders. But in the meanwhile, nah, we're thinking we got a government here in China that lately has been saying, you know, the rich are too rich. Have you heard that before? And if the rich get too rich while we're neglecting the society, nah, that's not such a good thing. Let's look at the homeless situation in Los Angeles and San Francisco and all the other problems with the middle class that we've decimated while allowing billionaires to become worth $200 billion and rocket themselves off to space. Keep in mind, I didn't say they're worth $2 billion. I didn't say they're worth $20 billion, $200 billion. The cognitive dissonance that they have you in, the brainwashing that they have you in, that somehow is okay, isn't okay. And along comes China and says, no, wait a minute, something's not right here. We need to rein in the Bezoses and Zuckerbergs and Jack Ma's of the world because they're getting Wall Street crazy greedy, which started 20 years ago. And a country doing that for society, for the national interest, that's bad. That's not good. Along the way, you see, the thing is this. I want to become a billionaire. So I got to study really, really hard. So everybody gets too crazy competitive here in China. And all the parents and all the kids, they're all in like this frenzied competition. And then businesses start taking care of that too. Okay? So then the education sector goes bananas. Wait a minute. What's Mario talking about? Summer vacation, folks. Look behind this beautiful park. Kids should be playing. It's Saturday. It's Sunday. Kids should not be cramming in school. When I was a kid, I had summer vacation. I want my boy to have summer vacation, not be in stay in the damn class all summer long, cramming away because the parents feel the pressure. And all this is rooted in the idea of money, 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 capitalism, capitalism, capitalism. Shareholders are more important than society and people. No. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the People's Summer. And by the way, say hello to Fernando. I've given him time he wasn't quite settled yet. So I did my little monologue just now, giving Fernando some time to get himself settled in as well. And Fernando, when you're ready, my friend, say hello and play the clip of my boy's summer vacation.
Hey, Fernando, it's the summer of love for
Fernando,
the socialists. The people's summer. My boy's been rescued from cram classes and gets to come to the mall and actually have a summer vacation racing cars. The shareholders are
Fernando, you almost ready?
Not down like this.
So, I got to keep talking. Right. Folks, let me give you a picture of where I am. You're going to laugh a little bit.
Mario.
Because I am in a city called Faku. Where? That's the name of the city that I'm in. It's the truth. Faku.
Mario, I was just in a small training center where children can learn to play squash, racquetball, badminton, and tennis. It's one of those places that is probably going to be very busy in the coming future as children have more time to relax and more time to do sports. I remember you were yesterday on CDTN Dialogue talking about the Olympics. And there was one thing that you mentioned and some people mentioned was, well, the whole politicization of the Olympics. how they say, oh, China is nothing but a gold medal machine. What's your take on that?
Yeah. Well, my take on that, of course, is that it's a bunch of nonsense. It's ridiculous. It was a pleasure for me to join Wang Guan on CGTN Dialogue again last night, talking about the Olympics. Listen to me. Come on, folks. What country of athletes doesn't have athletes who are, 24 hours a day devoted to getting that gold medal? That's not unique to China. That's not unique to Germany, France, Italy, or anywhere, or America, or anywhere else in the world. So again, that's just their excuse to politicize the situation. What a disgusting disgrace this year that they politicized the Olympics and did it in a way, again, to take every turn they could to bash China, bash China. Disgrace upon the Western mainstream media.
Dude,
what a bunch of jerks they are. What a bunch of jerks they are.
That article from that Australian newspaper or news agency talking about how the 14-year-old diver who just broke records in diving, 3 perfect scores, 3 perfect 10s. But she's not smiling. She's probably freaking focused. She's really in the zone, and you wanted to be smiling. And
Fernando,
the weird thing, the funny thing is that the moment that they show her getting her scores and everything, of course she smiles. Of course she's happy with what she's doing. And add to that the human side, the idea that her mother is ill and that she wants to achieve the best results in life, in her career, in her job. That's what she does, to help her mother. But this is something that is going to be politicized. People are saying, oh, but China is supposed to have free healthcare. Why aren't people helping her? Well, it's a process. It's not perfect. It doesn't cover absolutely everything. And if she has a large family and they have to support everybody, it's going to be difficult financially for everybody. So give the little girl a break. I'm a little bit worried about her not being, let me come over here this way. Not being protected from social media and all the stuff that's taking place, because she's going to get a lot of heat. Guys, I want to show you, give me 1 second. Check out this beautiful park. I'm outside.
We're both outside.
Water park here, here in Dongguan, and I'm on my way to an actual park, a public park, to show you what kids should be doing with their free time. Weekends, summer, winter holidays. So I'll be there in about 1 minute's walk time. But yeah, this whole idea of politicizing the Olympics has been extremely sad. And another thing that I wanted to say is, with all these reforms that are coming down, with all this society before shareholders, well, get ready to get more gold medals in the Olympics. Get ready to get more gold medals in the Olympics, because China is not holding back. China is going to be producing much more athletes as kids have more time to spend outside doing sports and being active. It's going to be good for the health. It's going to be good for the mental health. It's going to be good for, well, the whole society. So that's why I think people are trying to put China down, or these measures of controlling shareholders down, in a way that's they don't understand. They don't understand the goal. They don't understand what the government wants to do. And what they're doing is putting people before money, before wealth. Hey, take a look.
Beautiful, man. What? Beautiful.
People We're both in their lives. Yeah, this is one of the oldest parks here in the city. It's called the lungs of the city. It's called Huyin Park.
Beautiful.
And Dongguan is very flat. Oh, here we go. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see. That's the water park. Children having fun in the water park. It's summer. It's hot as hell. But we're not going in. We are
Nice.
teachers without.
Nice. I lost you a little bit here. Going to wait for you to connect back up. Looks like we lost Fernando a little bit. Give him a second to come back. Fernando, come on back, buddy.
Yeah, it's buffer.
Sometime.
There, we're back. Is that
There
okay?
we go.
Can you see me?
We had the buffer. Yeah, we had the buffer. We had the buffer.
All right.
There you go.
Woo, look at this sun. Look how hot it is. Let me check out some of the comments.
Yeah, I got a thing I want to say, guys. Hey, Fernando, let me talk for a second, okay?
Sure.
Laundromat. Hey, man. Thank you so much. How come my book's free on Kindle Unlimited? Because if you buy Kindle, if you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, then you get certain books are free. So if you're not a Kindle Unlimited member, then you pay the individual price for the Kindle book. But Laundromat, I wanted to go back to your previous comment. You said that there's some China hater guy made a video with me as looking like a cokehead. I have no idea what the hell that is. So by all means, please do send the link. I mean, people are such idiots. They're just immature, childish idiots. That's what they are. And we need to call them out when they are. Fernando, you mentioned about the amazing gal. Her name is Xiao Hong Chang, I believe.
The diver.
Who won the diving. Listen to me, man. You triggered a name. I got a name for you. Everybody in the chat, I got a name for you. You ready for this name? Nadia Comaneci. Everybody remember that name?
Oh,
Nadia Comaneci. She scored the world's first perfect 10. She was this tiny, skinny little 14-year-old. She did it on the balance beam, I think? Gymnastics. She scored a perfect 10, folks. And when she did, she was praised and held up like the next coming of Jesus, man. She was recognized for her achievement. Now, this little Chinese girl, she scored 3 perfect 10s. Imagine this in the Olympics. 3 perfect 10s. And what does the media do? They do a headline, she's not smiling. How ridiculous and disgraceful they are. 1976, thanks, MP. Yeah, man, 1976 Olympics, Nadia Comaneci. Fernando, I need to inform you, my amazing monologue opening rant was interrupted. I said, play the clip, but you weren't ready yet. So
okay, let's play the clip.
Yeah, so I want you to play the clip. I got the clip, man. This is summer vacation for the boys. This is what they should be doing. Play the clip, buddy. Are you ready?
Go.
Hey, Fernando, it's the summer of love for the socialists. The people's summer. My boy's been rescued from cram classes and gets to come to the mall and actually have a summer vacation racing cars. The shareholders are not happy.
All right, guys. Let us know if you actually were able to hear the clip and watch the clips in the comment section. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was there.
All right, excellent. Well, here's the thing. One more thing that I want to show or that I want to mention related to the Olympics and the summer, this people summer. The wrestler from China who won a medal. Yeah. What did he do? Who did he thank? And where is he from? He is from Xinjiang. He's a Kazakh from Xinjiang. He's a Uyghur from Xinjiang culturally. And what did he say? Oh, I want to thank my country. I wouldn't be here without my country. Not talking about politicizing topics, but yeah, talk about the exploited people and forced labor, forced training.
It's ridiculous.
What are you going to say? It's ridiculous. Another important thing is, look, China is going really, really well. They're getting really good at this Olympic sport. They're coming. You gotta celebrate the first Asian man, the first Chinese person to ever hit the 100 meters run. That was impressive. And one thing that a lot of people are mentioning is that he's not necessarily the youngest person out there. He's a bit old for a runner, but that was a fantastic performance. And everybody should watch out for the future of Chinese athletes. They're gonna get better. They're gonna get a lot more. The pool of resources for the Olympic team is only going to get larger and larger because of, well, kids are going to have much more time to go out there, practice, learn new skills, learn new sports, and it's only going to get more difficult for the other countries to catch up.
Well, look, man, I mean, this is the case for everything with China. This is China's time. This is China's season. This is China's century. China's in the sweet spot. And this is the historical reality. This is how it's going to go down in the record books. You know, I want to go back and say it again. All right. It's not China's fault that the American government and leaders screwed it up. Okay. America had its sweet spot time. Post World War II, 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Okay. A little bit into the 90s. God bless America, baby. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. They were doing a lot of things right, you know, and then they screwed it up. And but during that time, China was screwing it up. Okay, you know,
Yep.
how do I say? From 1949 on, Zhou Enlai, Mao Zedong, etc. Look, man, this was the rise of the people's government, the government for the people. That's what the Long March was all about. It was good. Mao raised hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. He was doing great things with, at the time, his version of communism, until he screwed it up, right? And then, you know, Mao's government had enormous problems, as we all know, during the Cultural Revolution. Well, unfortunately, you know, what they do in the West is they focus on what he did wrong and what that part of the government was bad and did wrong, completely overshadowing everything they had done right. They raised hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, even back then, during the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay, but then again, it all came to pieces, man. It was a wreck. It was a mess. They ruined it, you know, and that was China's bad time. My mother-in-law, my wife's mother, lived through that, right? So that was tough. And during that time, it was America's top time, America's sweet spot. And now the roles have reversed. I'm just describing the historical reality, okay? You know, what was that investor biker guy, Jim Rogers? He said it very, very clearly, man. 1800s, that was the time of Europe's rise. You want to be in Europe. And then 1900s, 20th century, that was America's time. And now is China's time. End of discussion. Even George Galloway, I've been a guest on George's show 3 times over in England, and he said, "Hey, I got my kids learning Mandarin because that's the
Why?
future." Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, hats off to George and his family. He's another great guy. So these are the realities.
Well, but let's get back to the summer of the people, because this is one of the things that is more important than anything. This is a government that actually takes care of what needs to be taken care. Education is a mess. Okay, let's fix it. How do we fix it? They go ahead and fix it. Um, we live in a place where the government actually looks after the people. Take a look at the DD drivers. Take a look at the Meituan delivery guys. These are people like in America, they're Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber Eats. Those people are not employees of the companies. And they have tried many, many, many times to be part of the company, to become employees of the company. In America, that ain't gonna happen. It's a system for the 1%. Shareholders are not gonna allow it. Here in China,
American
well, the
slavery.
government says like, no, 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 no. They are employees. They get a minimum salary, and they get to unionize. That's never gonna happen in America. It happens in China. In China, where capitalism is not allowed to run rampant, is not allowed
Hey,
to destroy people.
hey, Fernando.
Yep.
Fernando, let me talk about it, okay? You're an American, you're in kind of a lower income situation, like which is half the country. Listen, in any country that you're in, it's tough to be in a lower income situation where you know, basically at the end of the month, your bills are barely getting paid, right? Okay, and that's
We're
China.
getting
Half of China is the same way. So these are the realities of society in pretty much every country, except maybe like Switzerland. Okay, so the point is, though, I want to offer you a job. Okay, and you think to me, oh, the job doesn't sound so good. Oh, that's nice. Uh, Show them background while I'm talking, Fernando. That's what I was doing while you were talking. I was showing them a beautiful lotus, the lotus pond behind me. So beautiful. So the point is, let me offer you a job. Okay, let me offer you a job. It sounds like a horrible job. Okay, uh, $600 a month. Well, oh yeah, Mario. That what? What? That's just like, that's a nightmare, Mario. You want to offer me a job for $600 a month? No, 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 no. I want to offer you a job where every month you will put $500 in the bank. That's the job I want to offer you. I want to offer you a job where you will put $500 a month in the bank, into your future, into your investments, for your family, for your kids' education in the future. $500 a month. Does that sound like a good job? And you say to me, well, obviously, if I have to work 80,000 hours a week, it's not good. So, normal job. Okay? Is it sexy and fun? No. But you're going to be working for a company, you're going to be working in a factory. Okay? It's going to be a modern factory. So it ain't sexy. You know, you're working for Apple, making phones, whatever the hell you're doing, making computers. You're working in a factory. Okay? But every month you're taking $500 home. How the hell is that possible? And that's possible because of all the benefits that you get. It's not just the salary. You are given housing. You live in housing with other people. What's dormitory? Okay? You get your food every day, 3 meals a day, made fresh by the company cafeteria. Okay? Food is made fresh, not pre-made, pre-packaged, frozen shit. Okay? You get all your health care coverage. So you don't have any expenses. So that's the story with the difference in how they look at things in different countries and the salaries. Oh, I make $3,000 a month. I live in America. You don't make $3,000 a month. First of all, you make $2,100 a month. You need a car. You need a $400 a month car payment to own a car. Otherwise, you can't get the job in the first place. And your rent is $1,000 a month. Am I wrong? No, of course I'm not wrong. Okay. I got a family member whose health care premium is $1,500 a month. Which is, I mean, I don't have to tell you how crazy that is. But I want to go back. I got to go back quick, Fernando, to Xiao Hong Chong about this healthcare thing. She said her mother is ill and needs money for medical bills. Let me clarify for everybody very clearly, because I have a green card in China, and I'm therefore qualified for the Yibao Ka. That's China's national healthcare system. So I know all about it. The details are, it doesn't cover everything. It's like, it covers a lot, but not everything. It's like Medicare in the United States, okay? I have a Yibao Ka. I pay only $70 a year for China's national health care coverage, which is the same as anybody and everybody can pay, okay? Chinese, because I'm qualified, because I got a green card. That's like me being a Chinese, you know? Okay,
yeah.
so now what do you get for that? Okay, you get inpatient coverage in the hospital. That's what you get. Okay, so you don't get outpatient. If you sprain your ankle and you want to get an X-ray, you pay for the X-ray. That's outpatient. Okay, if you have a cold and you go to see the doctor, you pay $2 to see the doctor. The doctor gives you some medicine. You pay for the medicine, like antibiotic, but you pay regular prices. Okay, you pay regular prices. An X-ray in China is $20. A CT scan in China is $50. Even an MRI is only like $150, $200, and you pay out of pocket because it's outpatient. All right, so everything's not covered, but it's reasonable. Okay, now you need surgery, you need more extensive treatment, you check into the hospital, you're now inpatient, and universal health care coverage kicks in while you're in the hospital, and it covers about 70% of your expenses. Now, your expenses are lower, like I just described. Like a daily bed fee in the hospital in China is but at the end of the day, it's about $100, 150. It's $100 to $150 a day to stay in the hospital in China. Like that's what it costs. That's what they
Mm.
bill, which is about 10 to 50 times less than what they bill in America just for the bed. Okay, just for the bed. But when you're in the hospital, 70% of that is covered. So your bill is still $30 a day. You see what I so it's not free. Okay, it's partial coverage. Where you get in trouble in China, where coverage is not the coverage doesn't go forever, and that is if you got a more extensive long-time major medical illness like cancer or some other long-time major medical illness, I don't know, like leukemia, some bad illness, hey, that's very, very unfortunate, yes, and that's where a family's bills, even with the medical coverage, the is not enough coverage, and that's where the family ends up having to pay tens and thousands of dollars for extra medical services that are needed, and perhaps that's the kind of situation that's happening. I don't know, but that's the kind of situation where families need a lot more money for medical coverage. So that's the medical coverage situation in China. It's there. It's not complete, but it's there. That's it.
Mario, I've been
Okay.
standing here in front of a walk path, a jogging path that has been built about 5 years ago. This path down this mountain goes up and down for 9 kilometers. This is a park
Wow.
inside the city where people come to walk, to jog, to run. This is where I used to train when I was running triathlons, Ironmans. It's in the middle of the park, in the middle of the city, and it actually connects the two highest mounts here in the city, uh, Huying Park and Chifeng Park. We are right now in Huying Park, and you see just people having a leisurely time. Now, I also want to address with the Olympics the way that they have been reporting on the medals. That has been something all over Twitter, the different
Ridiculous.
changes on the medals. But in the end, well, it's all about who's going to get more gold. That's what's always been number one. New York Times has been all over the place trying to make America look good with their results, even though they're getting a beating. And as I said earlier, in the near future, they're going to get an even bigger beating with the amount of children that are out there learning to do different sports, new sports that haven't been traditionally very good at here in China. Like, for example, the 100-meter race, for example, windsurfing. I mean, who would have thought that there is actually an Olympic windsurfing team in China? But there is. I've actually been to the training base in Shenzhen. There's 12-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids windsurfing day in and day out, getting really good at this. And that's why you don't hear about this kind of a sport. The more sports they include in the Olympics, the more is going to open avenues for kids to look for venues, for look for opportunities. Think about skateboarding, think about surfing. Surfing is an interesting one. Tomorrow, I'm going to go interview a surfing instructor, a Chinese surfing instructor here in China. So when people like some China haters, we're not going to say their names, they say that Chinese people have no hobbies. What the heck are they talking about? What are they
Ridiculous.
talking? They're surfing.
Comments like that are so ridiculous.
Look, I was going to park. The reason why I was late because I went to what is called an extreme sports park of Nanchang. But right now, it's been converted into a vaccination center. So we couldn't go in, we couldn't park, we couldn't shoot. But there is already infrastructure for kids to get out there and to start practicing new sports, new skills, new things that they're going to be better at. They're going to be picked because of their skills and their quality when they're young, and they're going to be, like in any other country in the world, nurtured. They're going to be groomed to become top elite level athletes in the world. Think about
That's right.
Ironman, for example. Ironman became a Chinese company only 5 years ago. Wanda bought the brand Ironman, and immediately, there were about 5 or 6 new races in the Ironman calendar here in China. And well, I was training here when we were like 2 or 3 people doing triathlon. Today there is a club with more than 120 people here in the city. People are really jumping into these new sports, into these new activities, these new things that they can do. And the West can do whatever they want to try and discredit and put them down. They don't give a damn. They're going out there, they're enjoying their lives, they're enjoying their middle class lifestyle that allows them to buy a bicycle, that allows them to buy a skateboard, that allows them to train and learn some swimming and learn different things and then go out and perform. Good. The summer of the people, it's just starting. And I think that the West is getting into a very winter is coming for the West, so to speak.
People's summer, baby. The people's summer. Oh, hey, the people's summer. I want to tell you something else, okay? All right.
Yep.
I want to be sure everybody's clear about this, and then I'm going to pop off this live stream, Fernando. You can continue, but I'm gonna have to get going pretty quick here. I want to tell you, everybody, okay? Make no mistake. Do not let anybody. Do not follow anybody's propaganda about the virus and the vaccine, about Delta, about anything. Listen clear and listen careful, okay? This virus kills 10 times more people than the average annual flu. It's very nasty. End of discussion. There's not a political thought. There's not a political vibe in what I just said. It's a nasty virus, number one. Number two, vaccines are not perfect, just like annual flu shots are not perfect. You get an annual flu shot. I never used to get a flu shot, ever. The doctor would say, oh, you should get a flu shot. It's a good idea. You might still get the flu, but it protects you. And even if you do get the flu, you won't get it as bad. And I thought to myself, nah. So I never used to get a flu shot, okay? Vaccines are not much different. They're not 100%. But you know what they are? These vaccines are now shown to be 70 to 99%, okay? So get vaccinated, for God's sake. Would you please? The end of Delta and the end of COVID is one thing and one thing only, and that is getting your butt vaccinated, whether you like it or not. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying that at all. I understand it's not perfect, okay? And you can be a little bit concerned for the few number of people who do end up with some side effects. That's not good, of course. Okay, we understand it's not perfect, but folks, that's what you got to do. Okay, Delta's nasty. This thing is not going to come to an end until everybody gets vaccinated. Here in China, nobody talks about it. Everybody's just doing it, nice and simple and quiet. Nobody's arguing. Nobody's well, a few people, very few people, arguing, protesting, being a pain in the ass. Shut your mouth, please. You're driving everybody crazy, and you're just endangering. You got to be responsible for society and people around you. If you're one of those selfish bastards, okay, you're blind. You're so blind, okay, to the idea of your, quote, American freedom, your neoliberal freedom to choose takes away everybody else's freedom. What you got to figure that. When can you not figure that out? So I'm done ranting about that, okay? So I want to go through comments. Brooke, yes. Big push for EVs in the United States because they need something to actually help stimulate the economy, right? Mansana and a couple of other folks, yes, besides my work as a media commentator, researching in China and doing this show with Fernando, which is a great new thing. I've done a lot of work as an actor. So yes, I was General MacArthur in Kwagwa Yalujang. And yes, I am a jazz piano player as well. So I have my artistic side. And so people were asking about that, and I wanted everybody to know. And I was looking through the comments while Fernando was talking. And let's see what else. That's it, Fernando. I think that's about it.
That's a live stream. Let's enjoy the people's summer. Understand that this summer, life has changed for shareholders in China. Capitalism has been reined in, and it's going to be better for the people. And it's going to be a person living in a country that doesn't rein in capitalism, that let it go rampant and makes lives for people worse. For us, happy us. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content of my channel and Mario's channel, make sure to go to his channel and subscribe. And until we see you again, take it easy and bye for now.
The people's summer. The people's summer.